Hey everybody, today is third grade Thursdays, and I'm going to jump right into our problem of the day. It says, there are 297 peaches on a farm. There are 615 peaches on a different farm. What is the difference between the numbers of peach trees on these farms? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. So typically I would actually underline everything that is incorporated under the say what strategy in the problem. But because this is something that I really need to work out, I decided to go ahead and do my 4 boxes. But if this was like the STAR test, I would have your kids draw the little cross like this and put the WHAT and then just check off every step they do. Okay. But let's go ahead and get into it. So the first step in the say what strategy is the W. And usually that is for what is the questions and what are the important details. For the sake of space, I did not write that step out, but I just went ahead and did what it was asking me to do. So in that problem, we basically just want to know what is the difference. Okay. The important details that we know is that there are 297 peaches on one farm. And we also know that there are 615 on another farm. Okay. So in this space, that's all we're trying to do. So when I'm doing this strategy, I'm the W, I'm basically just gonna, if this was a test question, I would just underline the question and I would circle everything that's important. Now, sometimes important information can fall into the question. So what I would do is I would underline the question and I would circle the important word. So let's go to the second step. It says, how will I solve? Well, in order to know how you will solve, you have to look at your important information. Okay, so I know that I have 297 on one form. I'm going to call that form A. So I'm going to just put an A. Okay, and then I know that on farm B, it's a little more. It's 615, right? And I want to know the difference, okay? Difference just means I want to know how much more is on the second form than the next form. I want to know how they're different. What's the number in between, basically? Like, how much more are they different, okay? So basically, I'm looking for really what would kind of go in this little space. How much fewer is in the form A than in form B, or you could say how much more is in form B than form A. That's basically what the difference means. So I know that the word difference means the answer to a subtraction problem. Your children should be taught when they're learning math vocabulary, they're taught that difference means the answer to a subtraction problem. So I already know that I'm going to have to subtract. Sometimes I just have them put the little symbol and circle it, but they know that they're going to subtract. Okay. So now I am going to answer the problem. Well, I know I'm going to do 615 minus 297. Now, there are other ways your child could do this. They could draw it out with base 10 blocks. They could use the number line. But I'm going to go ahead and do y'all's favorite way. I'm going to do it the algorithm way and show you how you can teach your child how to do that. But then I'm going to show you an even quicker way that requires less work. And the kids who aren't good with regrouping, which is what y'all would have called borrowing. We don't call it that anymore. We call it regrouping. I'm going to show you a way where if your child struggles with regrouping, it's an alternative. Okay. So first, let's do it this way. So I would typically have your child, they know they're going to start with the top number and they're going to say, okay, 5 minus 7. Can I do that? Can I take 7 from 5? And of course, the answer is no. I know some people don't like this strategy, but I still use it. Okay. So I say, knock, knock, knock. Go next door, take 1 away, add 10 more. So what I'm saying is I have 5, okay? But that's not enough ones to take away 7 ones, right? So that means I have to go next door to the tens place and take one of those tens and make it into ones. Okay. And I'm going to show y'all a visual for that. So like if I had 615, and I showed y'all about these base 10 blocks in the last video. These are hundreds, these are tens, and these are ones, right? Now, if I'm trying to take away 297 and I start with my ones, I can't take away 7 ones. I only have 5 ones. I can't take away 7. So what would I have to do? I would have to change this 10 into 10 ones. It still means the same thing. This is still 615. It's just instead of having a ones rod, I had to break that down. It's kind of like, you know, when you're trying to give change, right? Say you have 615 cents or $6.15, and you need to subtract 97 cents or something like that. I'm trying to make it a little bit more relatable. But basically, if I have 15 cents, right? So I have a dime and 5 pennies, but I need to take away 7 cents. I'm not going to be able to do that, right? I would have to make change. So I would have to turn my dime into 10 pennies. So that's basically all we're doing. Same concept, okay? So I changed that. So I took that away. So now I have no tens, right? And then I added them over here. Now I can take away 15 minus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So now it's time for me to take away 9 tens. Really? I just gave away my 1 10 I did have, but that still wasn't enough. So now I'm going to have to knock, 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 go next door, take 1 away, add 10 more. So that means I have to take 100 away, and I'm going to make it 10 tens. Right? Now can I take away 9 tens? Yup. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 1 left because 10 minus 9 is 1. All right. Now I need to take away 200s. Well, I have 500s. I can do 5 minus 2, which is, so if I take away my 200s, that's 3. So my answer is 318, right? Now, that was the long way, the way that y'all like. Now, let me show you a trick. It's called compensation. I'm going to write down my problem. I'm sorry. And this box is tell why. That just means tell how you know the answer is correct. Usually in this box, you're checking your work. I'm going to put a check and put work, or you're trying it another way. And really, when you check your work, that means you have to try it another way. So that's what we're about to do. So I am going to do 615 minus 297. Now, 297 is close to another number that is super easy to subtract. Can y'all think about what it is? I'm going to pull that Mickey Mouse. I'm going to pause and let you say the answer. Yes, you're right. It's 300. It's much easier to subtract 300 than it is to subtract 297, right? So how about I do this? How about I do plus 3 to make it 300? But whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So I'm going to add 3 here. That's going to make it 618. Now I'm going to do 618 minus 300. Oh my goodness. Look what I got. 318. That took me like 2 seconds. This took me like 2 minutes, right? So again, this is called compensation. And all you're doing is you're compensating. You're moving numbers around to make it easier for you. And that's okay, because you're still going to get the same answer as long as you do the same thing here as you did here. Okay. It's kind of like, it's almost like you're doing this. It's almost like you have a number line, right? And you start at 615 and you need to subtract 297. But you don't want to sit there and go 297. That would be a lot of work. But you know 297 is close to 300. So you just go back 300. Okay, so then you would get 315, right? But because I over jumped to 300 and I only needed 297, I need to add back those 3 that I lost when I jumped too much, right? So that's all I did here. Kind of the same concept. So then I'm just going to add 3 more. Sorry, that should be a 3 to 315. Well, 315 plus 3 is 318. It's like magic. This is why I love math so much, because there's never just one right way to do something. There's always so many different ways, and it's always so connected. So this was our problem of the day. If you have any questions, please feel free to inbox me. And just remember that tomorrow is 4th and 5th grade Fridays, and that we're here every single week. Mondays is Middle School Monday. Tuesdays is Teaching Tip Tuesdays. Wednesdays is Homework Help Hump Day. Thursdays are 3rd grade Thursdays, and Fridays are 4th and 5th grade Fridays. All right, see y'all tomorrow.